What if everything you see online is a carefully crafted lie?
Occur because just the physics of how it's built.
This is deepfake example of what is possible with powerful computer and editing.
Are you feeling cheated? Well,
to generate a video based on my text. The video you are watching right now is the result, 100% generated in AI. What do you think of that? Guys, I know this might sound
crazy.
insane, but
How crazy is that?
Oh,
in this podcast, Joe Rogan and Marc Andreessen discuss a world where you can't trust anything online except the blockchain. Are we heading into a digital truth crisis? Let's just jump into this exciting podcast conversation between two amazing personalities about AI. Have you ever watched some crazy video and wondered if this is actually real? Or am I being deceived? No one really stops to question whether a particular video is real or not. It's almost like it's automatically assumed to be true. People just watch it, pass their judgments, leave comments, or share it otherwise, just like what they've done for these many years.
It's 100% AI generated, and it's so hard to believe because it's so good.
Yep.
And it really puts you in this, when you're talking about cheap fake, I just sent it to you, Jamie, cheap fakes and deep fakes. Let's put the headphones on to watch this because it's so crazy. We're at that moment where you cannot tell.
Right.
And let's
Right.
look at
Okay,
this one because it's pretty extraordinary.
But now, it's time to start thinking twice, not just about the accuracy of the content, but about whether the video itself has been manipulated or corrupted in some way. It's about time we take a step back and be more critical of what we consume. Because what if the person speaking isn't who they seem to be? Imagine a world where your eyes and ears can no longer be trusted, where AI can create personas super convincing that they blur the lines between real and fake. Is it possible to develop technologies that not only create content, but also verify its authenticity?
to generate a video based on my text. The video you are watching right now is the result, 100% generated in AI. What do you think of that? Guys, I know this might sound
Crazy.
insane, but
How crazy is that?
oh,
The conversation between Joe Rogan and Marc Andreessen opens up an amazing landscape of some really good technological transformation, where deepfakes and AI-generated content are becoming super advanced.
thing actually in it where people get tricked.
Why didn't they do that with Kamala Harris?
Well, it turns out
They would have done an amazing job.
Oh,
They could have
great.
He says that we're standing at a critical juncture in human communication, where the very fabric of truth is being combined by algorithms and machine learning.
I have a theory on how to fix this, and the theory basically is we're going to have to switch our sense of what's real from basically just trying to eyeball it and figure out whether it's real to only taking seriously the things that we know are real. And the way that we would know things are real is we'll have them registered on a blockchain.
Andreessen introduces a really impressive solution that sounds actually practical too, which is the blockchain verification. Picture a digital ecosystem where every piece of content is like a political speech, a news report, or a viral video that carries an unalterable digital signature.
To secure and store data. A block can contain any relevant data information about a transaction, like buyer, seller, the amount paid, the product order, or the date of the transaction.
Politicians would have literal blockchain accounts, cryptographically signing their statements, ensuring that what you see and hear is genuinely from the source it claims to be. But here's the twist. This isn't the first time when humans have struggled with misinformation. Contrary to this popular belief, fake news and manipulated narratives are not inventions of the digital age. Andreessen takes us on a historical journey, opening us to the fact that misinformation has been a constant companion throughout human communication.
Forever. If you go back hundreds of years to the first newspapers, they were running all kinds of scurrilous. The first newspaper was a scandal sheet of the Vatican, like in like, the year 1500. It was all these like terrible rumors about like the Pope and the bishops and all these the cardinals and all this.
That was the first newspaper?
That was the very first newspaper. Was in the Vatican, and then
Imagine the first newspaper dating back to 1500, not as a guard of journalistic integrity, but as a scandalous collection of rumors about the Vatican. The American colonial newspapers were no better. Their platforms had wild accusations.
printed newspapers before he became a government, and he created 15 different sock puppets. He created 15 different pseudonyms. He was a pseud, or an anon. And then he would basically have them argue with each other in his newspaper without telling people that it was all him.
Even Benjamin Franklin, the founding father, was a master of information manipulation, creating 15 different pseudonyms to argue with himself in newspapers and creating elaborate narrative games long before the internet was even conceived.
The Gulf of Tonkin that sort of kicked off the sort of big escalation. Like, we now know for a fact it didn't happen.
Right.
Like, the whole thing just didn't happen, and now there's this big debate about, like, did they know it didn't happen, or did they fake it? But, like, so there's always been stuff like that in history. So that we can't fix.
Not just that, even the Vietnam War provides another great example of what he's trying to explain. The Gulf of Tonkin incident, which escalated American involvement, was potentially fabricated and a reminder that information warfare has always been a strategic tool. What we actually believe as historical virtue is often a carefully constructed narrative. Do you think the same? Now, artificial intelligence introduces a new dimension to this age-old challenge. The podcast kind of highlights a demonstration of AI technology that is simultaneously fascinating and terrifying. An AI that can not just mimic a person's voice, but generate entire videos indistinguishable from reality. A few lines of text can now produce a video that looks and sounds exactly like a specific individual, raising profound questions about identity, truth, and digital authenticity.
Incredibly optimistic. And I was optimistic already with flashes of pessimism, but, like, I'm really optimistic, and especially now. So I think this is going to be, we have the real potential here for Golden Age. Like,
We really do.
We really do.
Yeah.
The capabilities that we have and the people that we have.
But Andreessen isn't pessimistic. Instead, he sees an opportunity for some transformation. The solution isn't about blocking technology, but it's about reimagining how we can verify information. By focusing on what we know is real and creating robust verification mechanisms, we can turn the tide against misinformation. But the real question is, are we capable of building systems that prioritize truth over sensationalism? The proposed blockchain solution is actually pretty simple. Every official statement, every public communication would be cryptographically signed and registered on a blockchain. Imagine watching a speech and instantly verifying its authenticity with a single click. Political statements are cryptographically signed, providing real-time proof of its origin, ensuring viewers can distinguish between genuine content and potential misinformation, and empowering citizens with transparent, instantly verifiable digital communication. Social media platforms could integrate markers distinguishing verified from unverified content, empowering users to make informed decisions. What's particularly refreshing about this perspective is the underlying positivity. Despite the chances for manipulation, Andreessen believes in human goodness. Most people, he argues, want to live good lives, connect meaningfully, and contribute positively to society. The younger generations with great minds give access to information and global connectivity, representing a symbol of hope.
They're already in day job. I meet these young, I meet these 22-year-olds every day that are just like the smartest people in the world, the smartest people I've ever met. I think they're getting better, by the way, as time passes. By the time they're 22, they just know a lot more.
They have so much more access to information than we did.
Yeah, they're so much better trained, capable, and ready to go. Fired up. And they know each other, able to connect online, and they're already in communities, and they know how to help each other. And so, like, yeah, the productive and inventive, creative, aspect, particularly of this country, is just like there's never been anything like it in the world.
Well, talking about the technological landscape, it's evolving at an unimaginable pace. 22-olds today possess some real knowledge and capabilities that would have been almost unreal just a decade ago. They're interconnected, collaborative, and equipped with tools that enable rapid learning and innovation. Just as newspapers in the past used scandal and rumors to attract readers, today's digital platforms thrive on clickbait for their reach. The medium changes, but human psychology remains remarkably consistent. Andreessen's vision extends beyond mere technological solutions. He sees a broader societal shift, and also a recalibration of how we consume and validate information by creating clear boundaries between verified and unverified content. The blockchain approach isn't about eliminating creativity or spontaneity, but it's more of creating a framework of trust. Imagine a world where you can instantly verify the source of any piece of content, where deepfakes become quite transparent, and where digital literacy is just as basic as reading and writing. This isn't just a technological challenge, but it's a philosophical and ethical one. We're understanding the boundaries of communication, identifying the truth. He also quotes that the tools we develop today will shape how future generations understand and interact with information. The journey ahead is complex, filled with both incredible challenges and unprecedented opportunities. But if the conversation between Rogan and Andreessen teaches us anything, it's that human ingenuity, combined with some cool technological innovation, can transform seemingly a lot of obstacles into pathways of progress. In this digital maze of mirrors and echoes, one thing remains constant, which is our collective desire for truth, connection, and thorough understanding. And perhaps, just perhaps, the very technologies that threaten to divide us might ultimately be the ones that bring us closer together. Who knows? Because innovations are pretty unpredictable, right? That's a wrap. Tech adventurers. From AI deepfakes to blockchain verification, we've journeyed through the mind-bending landscape of digital authenticity. Blown away? Like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Craving more mind-expanding tech insights? Do watch our previous video on Subservience movie review. Go into the AI themes of the movies for an even more incredible content.